Welcome back everyone to another exciting adventure here with me. Today we'll be deep diving into the comic book series Spider-Man Freshman Year. For some of us, we'll be taking a step into the past to relive some of Spider-Man's early years, while for others, we'll be taking a step into the future where we'll learn about the type of hero Peter wants to be. We'll also get to see how he's dealing with his relationships with the people around him and witness his early battles with familiar foes. It's showtime. Spider-Man Freshman Year, written by Robbie Thompson, reimagined Peter Parker's first year as Spider-Man with some of the elements in his life being alternated to tell a fresh new story. The intro of the story begins with Peter being bitten by a radioactive spider that gives him his powers. Not much difference there. Peter learns that the power he's given comes with much responsibility. Unfortunately, he learns this lesson at the price of his Uncle Ben being murdered. Issue number 1 of the story follows Peter traveling on his way to school, but we know that crime waits for no man, or Spider-Man in this case. Before arriving at school, he comes face to face with the Easter Bunny robbing a bank. She quickly lets him know that she's not a bunny, but a rabbit. Doesn't matter though. He makes quick work of her and continues on his way to school, but we know Peter struggles with time management and is still late to class. You know, even though you're Spider-Man, some things never change. We're introduced to Peter's on-again, off-again friend and school bully, Flash Thompson, as well as his new tutor for history class, Gwen Stacy. Later on, Peter's class takes a field trip to Oscorp where they learn about the power of microprocessors. They don't make it far in their tour, and it is crashed by none other than Doc Ock. While defeating the Doc wasn't as easy as the rabbit, Spider-Man is able to temporarily rid himself of the presence of Otto Octavius. As the story continues, he encounters enemies such as the Sandman and the Lizard, who either want to rob banks and commit petty crimes, or try and have lizards overrun the city of New York and eventually take over the Earth. Insanity, I tell you. It's just crazy stuff. One by one, though, Spidey is able to best them and come out on top as he hones his skills and becomes a better hero every day. His powers are truly tested when he runs into Dr. Doom. While he's normally attached to being an enemy of the Fantastic Four, Dr. Doom finds himself crossing paths with the Wall Crawler on separate occasions too. This time, Spidey goes after a Doombot that steals a piece of artwork. This chase ends up leading him to Dr. Doom himself. Peter figures out that Doom wants to redirect the power from the power plant and use it to power his Doombots instead. Although Spidey is successful in defeating the Doombots, he is unsuccessful in getting back the painting stolen from the museum. I say it was still a hard day's work for our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. A Spider-Man comic such as this would not be complete without the inclusion of the Green Goblin. He and Spidey go head to head, but this isn't their first encounter. The Goblin continues to be one of Spidey's most formidable foes, and during their fight, the Goblin uses Spidey's heroism against him as he takes him on a chase throughout the city, causing mayhem and forcing Spider-Man to use all of his webbing to keep civilians out of harm's way. This makes defeating Green Goblin a much more difficult task than it usually is. Luckily for Spider-Man, one of his abilities that doesn't run out is his intellect. And with that, he's able to use water from the sewer to cause a malfunction with Green Goblin's glider, thus ending the fight. We do see at the end, though, that Peter and Norman both begin to have some realizations about the secret identity of the other. One of my favorite things I came across in these issues were the team-up aspects Spidey gets to encounter while on his missions. His first encounter being with Iron Man, as they take on the Vulture. Initially, there's a mix-up that occurs between Iron Man and Spider-Man that causes Iron Man to think Spider-Man stole tech from Stark Industries. But the mishap is later cleared up when Spider-Man reveals the true culprit to be the Vulture. They decide teaming up is the best course of action, and they quickly clip Adrian's wings and retrieve the stolen briefcase. Peter thinks after this team-up, his spot on the Avengers is locked in. But Iron Man brings him back to reality and reminds him to keep up the good work with what he's doing, and who knows, there could be a spot with him on the Avengers after all. The superhero team-ups don't stop there, as he joins forces with the Black Panther to take on the Claw. Combining his sound capabilities and stolen vibranium, he uses it to create a weapon also called the Claw, which if you ask me, sounds a little redundant, honestly. Once again, Spidey uses his intellect to use a container full of vibranium to his advantage, creating his own earmuffs to drown out the sound from the Claw and beating him with ease. Last but not least, his final team-up comes with his partnership with none other than Captain America. Who better to teach the Wall Crawler how to be an amazing hero than Steve Rogers himself? Cap takes Spidey around the town to show him how to be better acquainted with the citizens of the town and what it'll take to clean up his image as a menace, according to J. Jonah Jameson. This demonstration does not last very long, as MODOK and his goons from AIM show up to take down Captain America once and for all. With the strength of Captain America and the webbing from Spider-Man, they're able to eliminate AIM and MODOK before they can even get started. Before that issue ends, we learn that Spider-Man is being monitored by Iron Man and the other heroes. Something tells me that spot on the Avengers is coming very soon. In issue number 12, we witness Peter finally get Gwen after all this time and take her to the school dance. They have a great time together, and just when Peter can take his mind off hero action for a second, his spider sense goes off, leading him to the rooftop where he first encounters Mysterio. While in battle with him, Electro makes his shocking appearance. This doesn't take Spidey off his game, as he's able to neutralize Electro's hands, but before Spidey can finish off Mysterio, Vulture swoops in, grabs Spider-Man, and throws him off a building and onto sand. Enter the Sandman. He and Kraven begin their ground assault against Spider-Man, giving him no opportunity to regain control of the battle. Last but not least, Doc Ock enters the fray, dealing with what seems to be the final blow to Spider-Man. The Sinister Six has been formed, and all hope seems to be lost. That is, until Spidey musters up the courage and strength not to give up, because the people are counting on him to succeed. This change in emotion and dedication, coupled with his intellect, allow for him to use his enemies' powers against one another, defeating the Sinister Six and reminding himself to never give up even when the odds are stacked against him. At its core, Spider-Man freshman year is about Peter's journey of self-discovery. It's about a kid trying to navigate the chaos of high school while dealing with the extraordinary challenges of being a superhero. The series explores the themes of power and responsibility, but it also focuses on how Peter learns to use those lessons in his personal life, understanding that being a hero isn't just about stopping the bad guys. It's about making difficult choices, trusting the right people, and sometimes sacrificing your own happiness for the greater good. Now that we have navigated through freshman year together, you must now use your great power to like and share this video. And don't forget that you have a greater responsibility to subscribe to GIQUE and stay tuned for more amazing content. I'm Bryan, and I'll see you next time.